Hi guys, in today's video we'll be looking at how you can search and filter your arrays in C#. So let's have a look. Let's launch Visual Studio, create a new project. We want a console app, .NET Framework, C#. We will call this one Searching Lists. Create. So to start with, we're going to need an array. So we will create an array. We will add some people's names to it. We will search for a specific name or partial name via user input, and then we will output the results to the console. Yep, I think that's probably good for now, and we'll look at ordering afterwards. So let's create an array. We'll say var name book equals new list of string, and we will add some people to it. So we'll say namebook.add. We'll add in James. Oh. We will add in Connor. I'm going to copy and paste this a few times so we have a few to work with. Oh. We'll add Connor, we'll add Andy, we will add Steve, we will add Dan, and who can we add for a final one? Simon. It's just a bunch of dudes in a list. And now we want to look at how we could search that. So first we'll ask the user for a search term. So we'll say console.readline. Oh, sorry, not readline. Console.writeline. We'll say, please enter a search term to find people in the name book. And then we will capture their input. So we'll say var search term equals console.readline. So we've got our search term from the user. So now that we've got our search term for the user, we need to find a way to filter this list so that it only contains things that match the search term. So the way we do that is we will create a new variable called results. We'll say var results equals, and then we'll look at our namebook and we'll say namebook.where. So where is a way to filter a sequence of values based on a predicate. So a predicate is essentially like a rule. So we want to create a search that matches a rule. We want all of the results that match a specific rule. And in this case, it will be that the name contains or starts with or ends with our search term. So we'll say where. And now the syntax here is a little bit different to anything we've looked at before. So we have to pick a variable name, but we don't actually start by typing var like we have elsewhere, like in a loop, for example. So often people use one character. So you might see, if you're looking at other people's code, people will have something.where x, and then we use the equal sign and the greater than sign together without a space, which implies this is the variable that we are running our rule against. So it's like you don't really have to understand what's going on here. You just need to know that this is essentially the same as that, as var x, if you were doing a loop, for example, because this is kind of a loop. A where in the background essentially just runs a loop, and it says, you know, as soon as it finds one that matches, or when it finds the matches, it just adds them into another list, and then we get that back as part of our where function. So we'll start with a variable name and we'll say x implied. And now we have to specify the rules. So we'll say x dot contains. Contains is a function on string. So we will cover contains in an upcoming video. But for now, all you need to know is it's a function that is on the string type. So, and it also takes a string as a parameter. So we'll pass in our search term there. So we'll say the name book where X being one of the names contains the search term. And that is our predicate. That's our rule. So we'll finish that line off. And inside of our results object here, what we'll have is hopefully some matches for these names, depending on what the user searches for. So now we've got a new array called results. And now what we want to do is output that to the console. So we will create a new loop. We'll say for each var result in results, we want to write a line to the console. So we'll say console.writeLine, and we'll say result colon, and we will just output our result here. So we just add a final line of code to stop the app from closing, and that will be console.readLine. Now, oh, actually, Sayuman isn't a real name, so we'll get rid of that. So we will now start our search program and hopefully do some searches. So it's asked us to enter a search name. So let's see if we can find one that has, oh, let's see if there's some common, an E. We've got one that has E. So we do. We've got James and we've got Steve. Obviously, if I do anything else now, the program will end. We start again, and we will search for A. A's probably got good coverage. James and Dan. So as you can see, we're searching the list, and we get our results back, and we can loop through them, or we can do any of the sort of array functions that we looked at in the last video. So now that we've got our results, perhaps we would like to order them. So that's something we can do as well. So when we're looping over them and we've got our results array here, we can actually say results.orderBy, and we then have to use this syntax up here. This is what's called link syntax. So you're going to be having to get very accustomed to using link syntax, especially working with arrays, because it's a very, before we had link, you'd actually have to write a loop like this for that, and then you'd have to make a new array to put your results in. With link and with these predicates, you're able to sort of achieve the same thing for like half of a line of code. So very, very, very powerful, but can be a little bit confusing. So we'll say order by X implied, and we'll just say X because we want to order by the name. And if I stop the program and start it again, our search results will be in alphabetical order. So let's just, what did we get? I think we got A last time. So D comes before J in the alphabet. If we run that again and we do, will be another one that has multiple results. O will have multiple. And C comes before S. So that's in alphabetical order, but what you might find is you want to do it in reverse alphabetical order. So we could say order by descending, and basically that just flips the order of the order. So let's see what that looks like. We'll run the program and we will put O, and now we actually get Simon before Connor because it's in reverse alphabetical order. So that's the basics of searching arrays and ordering your results. So you could imagine like search engines do a form of this. In your phone when you're searching for contacts, this is essentially what's happening inside of your contacts app. Hi guys, well done for making it to the end of the video. Just a quick heads up that there is a link to the project files from today's session in the video description. If you have any questions about anything we've covered today, feel free to leave me a comment. And as always, I will see you in the next one.